are crazy.
I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
You're adorable. Oh, can I touch one of that?
No. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of My Hair is Probably Dirty. With the past few years having a very big trend on loose romantic curls, a lot of you may have already mastered using a curling iron or even a flat iron for your curls. I just want to make sure you have a solid way to use your flat iron to get a consistent look every time. When you're doing this at home, it's really important that you use a thermal protectant. I've already used one today, so I'm not going to spray my hair again. Make sure to check your product to actually see if it has heat protectant. Some of the sprays will use words like thermal and heat to make you think that it's protecting your hair, but unless it actually says a heat protectant, it's not going to be guarding your hair against your flat iron that gets 410 degrees. Just like most of my videos, I'm going to say that the tools are very important to getting the final result. The flat iron that I'll be using is HAI. My iron's going to get 410 degrees and it is a ceramic iron. You see the size is about 1.5 inches, I believe, maybe inch and a half iron. If you have a flat iron at home that's a very wide square iron, you're not going to be able to get a very smooth flat iron curl. Your flat iron needs to be about 1.5 inches or so to get a nice smooth curl out of your hair. Sectioning, tension, and repetitive motions are really important. That way when you wake up the next day and just need to do a little touch up, you can do it without having to step back in the shower and start from scratch. I'm gonna do my hair in 4 sections. I'm gonna take a comb, clips, probably shouldn't have my clips in my hair while I'm doing this. I'm gonna take the end of a tail comb, start from my nose, and make a straight line all the way back to my neck. So there's your hair in half, 2 sections. Now from the top of the part to the ear, you now have your next section. This is probably not hygienic to bite your comb, but whatever. My channel's not called My Hair is Probably Hygienic, so I'm okay with it. Start from the top, go to your ear, and now you have all 4 sections. Okay, you can leave the front 2 down if you're gonna start, because what I'm gonna do is the side I'm gonna start on, I'm gonna section, move that out of the way, and let's get going. Before you start, you should make sure to thoroughly brush your hair. If not, this is gonna be impossible. So untangle your hair, please.
Please and thank you.
This technique is kind of like using one blade of your scissors to curl a ribbon while you're gift wrapping, you know? If you pull hard enough and use the right angle, when you let go, there's a bouncy curl. If you pull the wrong way, it's kinky, bent, and awkward. It's kind of the same as ironing your clothes. I mean, I don't iron my clothes, but if you iron your clothes, it's kind of the same. If your garment is laying out a little folded or weird when you put the heat over it, it's gonna be creased. It's actually amazing to me how much we take time to learn as a kid, but as adults, we feel like we've reached our limit. Don't worry about it. I don't want to learn one more thing. When a parent taught us something, they kind of chuckled as like, you'll get it. Like doing our laundry, tying our shoes. Any little habit we have now took time to learn at the start. Some things you were naturally good at and some things you really weren't.
Please hang up and try again.
And hair is a lot like that. A lot of people just push it aside because, you don't have to know how to do your hair good.
Nope, I'm good.
And that's fine. But if you take a few times to really learn one technique, you can do more with your hair. If you take the time to learn something new, you're gonna feel great walking out the door when you finally get it. Let's get going. Okay, you're gonna take about a square inch of hair. Once you grip this hair, you might wanna try this with your flat iron before you add your hair into the mix. See if you can twist the hair. I go away from my face. So when I grip this hair, I'm going to immediately start twisting back away from my face and keep this iron moving until my hair is completely out of the iron. See, it has not stopped. And there you go, there's a curl. Don't worry, I have my entire head of hair to do. You'll get it. And this is why it's a big deal if your hair is brushed, because if you find yourself not being able to move the iron, it might be because of a knot, or you might have too much hair. If you have too much hair in this iron, the problem, I'm gonna grab this amount of hair and the top, bottom, everything is gonna get hot. If you grab this whole chunk of hair, this entire thing, guess what's not getting hot? You're only heating up the outsides of your hair if you grip something so big. The entire middle of that piece of hair, the entire middle section is not getting any heat, and it's not gonna hold your curl long enough. That's when you're gonna get done and then your hair is just gonna kind of fall flat. So take a small enough section. And now I don't like taking a wide section like that. I like making sure it's about 1 square inch of hair, meaning it's not just that it's a small section. I'm not taking a wide section like that. That gives a whole different look. I take about 1 square inch, grip it, and keep turning. You can take a smaller piece and do the same concept, and then just fit it in with the rest of them. You see the hair always leaves the iron. I'm not letting go of the iron until my hair is out. Let me show you again. I am keeping on moving until that hair is already done. If you don't use sections on your hair, what ends up happening is you'll start grabbing pieces like this, just feeling like it's thin enough. If you have a hair that's sectioning starting here and here, even though it's thin, you're not gonna get a great curl on one side or the other. It's mainly gonna start here and down. So to get a great bounce from the root to your end, we're gonna start at the root, keep it turning till the hair leaves the iron. There we go. With this much heat, you don't want it to stay on the hair very long. You want it to leave the hair as quickly as possible. So once you're in there, try to keep turning and let it go. Let it go, let it go. Can't curl your hair anymore. See, and this is what happens when I left the clips out and didn't section it trying to go fast. You kind of lose your place. So beautiful. All right, now with the back of your hair, a lot of people say they just can't reach the back, it doesn't matter, and then they just stop and give up.
I don't want you to do that.
Oh, I don't want you to do that. Honestly, another reason to section your hair is just so you don't get overwhelmed. So in the back, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm not gonna skimp, which can, but that's not what I'm about. I'm gonna start from the back, wrap it around, keep pulling. That tension is very important, guys. The tension in which you pull is relative to the bounce you get.
Thanks, guys.
You can quote me on that. I don't know why I'd want to. And if you think my hands don't get tired doing this, you're wrong. Some major problems I hear about people flat ironing their own hair is that it turns out kinky. Now, if you keep the iron in your hair while you're just barely bending it, you're gonna kink your hair. If your hair is not brushed and you go over a big knot, you could have kinks in your hair. Again, you have to keep that hair moving and you have to let it leave the iron. The tension is really important, guys. If you're not kind of tugging on your hair, again, it shouldn't hurt, but I am making sure the tension is very serious. Because just like when running those scissors over that gift ribbon? Over that ribbon while you're gift wrapping, if you're barely doing the scissor, it's just gonna maybe loop once. The more you pull and have a great tension with the scissor and the ribbon, you're gonna get a nice tight curl, which is something my mom taught me. Thanks, Mom. I highly suggest having some music going in the bathroom while you're practicing, because then you don't feel like it's a waste of time. Honestly, there is zero time wasted when listening to great music. Now see, I almost went the wrong direction with that, and the reason I absolutely keep everything on one side going away from the face is just in case I mess up or something kind of looks bad, I know which direction I was going and I can do it again. If I'm just haphazardly curling and the next morning I wake up and it needs to be fixed a little, there's no way I'm gonna remember which direction I was going. Not a chance. Last section, we're almost there. And if you've never done this, I don't expect you to just do it right away. I'd be very impressed. Go ahead and send me pictures, even if it's the before you actually finish learning how to do it. If it's still kinking, that's okay, because I want to be proud of you when you finally get it and keep going and keep practicing. You'll also know if you have too much product in your hair. If it's just kind of laying limp, then maybe you used either too much like of an oily product, you used a product that's too heavy for your type of hair. Okay, if you want to check the back of your hair while you're curling the back of your hair, take a mirror. It's actually easier if you have a bigger one, but I don't have one. I'm in this room. I have this. So if you take a mirror, or your bathroom mirror is behind you, and that way you can see if there's a random straight piece, you can pick it out and curl that. If you notice, I didn't use hairspray for any of this. I'm not a fan of hairspray with the flat iron curls. I never have been, probably never will be. We're gonna take our hair and flip it upside down. Okay. From that point on, once you have finally mastered curling your hair, don't touch it. You heard that. Don't touch your hair.
Stop touching your hair. Stop touching it.
I'll curl an entire wedding party and then I see all the girls just like this, just running their fingers through. And they want it to last the entire wedding night. Stop touching your hair. It's just, your fingers have oils on them. If I've been at any wedding that you were a part of, you remember this, or you remember me slapping your hand away from touching your hair.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's for your own good. But I always tell people to do the shoulder swing to move the hair. And there you go. Just dip, swing it around. Yeah. Now, if you hairspray this all over, you're then creating a net over it, and it's no longer a nice romantic style. Then it's very matted, and as you go throughout the evening, it's just gonna start kind of clumping together. It doesn't look natural. Oh, that's rude. Hold on. I was just telling them not to touch their hair. Connor, you're not supposed to touch my hair. Stop. Why aren't you a good listener? If there's a specific style you want to see, go ahead and comment below. Keep sending those emails that say I'm in for the product list to HeyPhotographerAmy@gmail.com, and I'll get it to you as soon as it's ready. Thanks for watching another episode of My Hair is Probably Dirty. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you next week.
What can I say is that you're welcome. Thanks for watching. My hair is probably dirty. See you next week. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the YouTube videos. What can I say except you're welcome? 'Cause I know how it goes. See the iron and the brush and the lights, they call me and no one knows how far I'll go.